In a URL, what is // for? Typically, when I see // it's usually following some protocol prefix like HTTP column or FTP column. I have never seen it placed anywhere else. For example, http www.google.com/ is a typical URL. However, I found the following two syntaxes to yield different versions of the same site. This URL. This URL. I would have thought that // anywhere other than the protocol specification would be invalid. To my surprise, I was wrong. What is it about the ending // that yields a different version of the same site? Edit. Somebody at that site must have caught wind of the other because both links now land on the same page. The leading // is part of the URL syntax. The inventor of the World Wide Web has apologized for that mistake. Really, if you think about it, it doesn't need the double slash. I could have designed it not to have the double slash. Sir Tim Berners-Lee, inventor of the World Wide Web. As for the trailing // it's really not a double slash. The first slash separates the hostname from the path. The last slash is the path. A web server can, if it wants to, treat a path of different from an empty path, and apparently weather.com's does. As for whether this is by accident or intentional, you'd have to ask them about that.
More recently, it could be argued that the double slash does have a role. Google recommend, to avoid accidentally calling insecure content from a secure page, for example, omitting the protocol from embedded resources, style sheets, JS etc., like this. So it is now apparent that such a protocol-less URL is a fully qualified URL and not a relative URL, which would begin with a single slash.
To actually answer the question, the original specification gave the protocol, HTTP column or possibly, FTP column, Gopher column, Melto column, News column, Telnet column, Weiss column, File column, or Prospero column, then a // to indicate that a uniform resource locator, URL, syntax was being used, then the host, optionally prefixed with, user column password @ then address proper starting with another slash. This was proposed in RFC 1738. As the Internet evolved, HTTP column became the dominant protocol, so browsers now assume that a prefix of HTTP column / should be added if it isn't there.
I'd like to add to David's accepted answer. Despite the apology of inventor of the web, I think the double slash syntax served an important purpose, to visually stand out. Double slashes allowed easy visual distinction of URLs in a text without hyperlinks. When you saw double slashes, you immediately thought it could be entered in a browser window, similar to how you thought a text containing it could be used to send an email. It was especially crucial during the transition phase to web protocols of that era. FTP, Telnet, Gopher had their own weird notion to represent server addresses or resource paths, rarely both. Most of the problems associated with double slashes would still exist, because double slashes are the least cryptical part of a URL. Think about port numbers, percent encoding and case sensitivity. But having a URL like http something.com could easily be confused with my example here something.com. Look at http:// on the other hand, how it shines like a diamond. Double slashes have been an important part of web symbolism, and I believe it accelerated its adoption rate too, even if it was unintentional. They also might have made Amigos' job easier to differentiate between file names and URLs, since Amigos used the file path syntax, volume column path / to / destination. Smile.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.